Hey everybody, it's Ryan Adams here with Global Canada Center of Excellence. Just wanting to go over our report card process and how to use that, how to access that. And on this email is just the lead coaches, and so you guys are responsible for making sure you understand this. And by all means, if you have other coaches working for you and with you, you can get them to fill out the report cards for the athletes that they're coaching, but just wanted to make sure that our lead coaches have a good understanding of how to do this, and so we can make sure all of our athletes are seeing their improvements and that we have report cards. So this is something that I know some of you did last year, some of you didn't, but this is a requirement that everybody needs to do. Every athlete that comes through VCCE should have a report card, and we will be surveying the athletes to see if they did receive a report card at the end of the year or their semester. So if you have any questions at the end of this, please feel free to give me a call or talk to Scott, depending on what area you are in. So we're just recording my screen here to give you an idea. Right now we are seeing the Dropbox hub, and it's been updated a little bit, but this is the main page, and so we now have a folder we just call Coach's Manual. So we just click on that, and there's a lot of things in here, basically for coaches that you're going to be find helpful. Donna has put in some great documents with like HR incident reports, refund policy, so on and so forth. Our nutrition and sport psych stuff and leadership curriculum are down here. Our coaches pledge is up there, some of our code of conduct. But the main thing we want to get into today is our curriculum report cards and seasonal plans. So we're just going to click on that, and in here you can find some different documents. This is a schedule template to give your athletes an idea of their weeks, what their schedule should look like, how much they should be doing, so on and so forth. Here's a technical essentials page, as well as a testing page. But we want to spend most of our time today is on our VCE curriculum and progress report card. So you'd click on that, and it would open to here. You would then download it. And then will take us to an Excel document, which I just will pull up here. So once we get to this stage, you can see the first tab down here says Stage and Methods. So James has done a really good job of breaking down the different stages that we have when we're talking about our athletes and our seasonal planning and our report cards for them. So it's really important that we understand the terms that we're using, because these terms reflect in the report cards. So make sure you spend some time looking through the different stages. We have our acquisition, our consolidation, and our refinement stages, and that's all sort of laid out for you here, and how to know what stage you're in and how to push your athletes through those different stages. Then on the next tabs we have our sort of yearly plans for each age group, and you can kind of see up here at the top, you have the different stages that are laid out, and as far as where they are at 14U, what things they should be focusing on working through, and then where they should be at with that, whether it's an acquisition stage, a consolidation stage, or a refinement stage. So then you just kind of plug in where you think they're at. So again, important to know the terminology to be able to know those things. And up next, we just kind of have some drills, nothing crazy, just a couple of ideas for you. But this is the red tab here is what we're going to spend most of our time on today. So this is a planning and progress report. So this kind of goes over some of our VCC technical essentials. It's not, obviously you can't fit everything in here, but just some ideas, things to make sure that we're working on with our athletes. And as we're going through this, it's going to help us with our report card planning, but also our practice planning as well. So in my session, for example, I would have, let's say, 8 guys. So up here, athlete 1, I would just put the names up top here, and it's going to correspond with our other tabs down below here. So for example, for serving, we're working on with Susie here and her float serving, and I just kind of take a look at sort of the general ideas of where she should be at. And then knowing and understanding the different terms between acquiring, consolidating, refining, and maintaining, I would just give a quick, this is where we're at. Or, you know what, Susie's not very good at this when I'm looking over these things. She's still on acquiring. The rest of her group is on refinement stage. I need to spend a little bit more time with Susie on float serving to catch up to the rest of the group. So this is really helpful for us as we're planning our practice. We should look at this maybe every 2-3 weeks and kind of give an idea of, hey, where we're at, where we're going with my group today. The nice thing about this, though, is that it's going to feed right into the report card. So Susie is athlete 1, and you can see down here, athlete 1, and this is going to go right into Susie's report card. So as I'm doing like sort of practice planning or kind of planning with the group for the next 2-3 weeks, hey, what do we need to focus on? As I go, and good old Susie, she's jumped up to consolidating, it's going to automatically update her report card. So I can see my float serve right here, it's got moved up to consolidating. And it has sort of the technical feedback beside it over there. So it's really, really handy tool. So I could go down, let's say, to passing. So she's on the consolidating phase right now. So hey, you know what? She's done a good job. We're going to move her up to refining. So I'm going to go down to passing. Where did I pass it? Passing, and there we go. It's on the refining stage. So it gives a little bit of an idea for Susie. These are the things that she's doing better at. So one suggestion we had from last year was that, what does this mean? We need to learn what it means, but for the athlete, what does it mean as well? So now this year we have up here sort of the definitions of what those 3 things mean. And then we also have our strengthening and conditioning comments and our coach's comments. So this is something that you just need to edit at the end of the year, just a couple paragraphs, nothing crazy. And then our testing scores would go into here. But the nice thing is, as we're looking through and working with our groups and thinking about what is this group at, what do they need to work at, I can put my athletes across here, go through each one real quick, and it's just an updated thing. So every year, I don't need to keep creating a new one. Susie's in the program next year again. I can just continue to update with Susie and where she's at. So once you start it, it stays with you, and so it's not like every year you have to do this over and over again. So it's a very handy tool. It's something we're just trying out for the 2nd year in a row. And again, this is something that's important for all of us to do, and we will be expecting that each athlete in the center will have a report card to see and measure their progress. So that's kind of the basic idea. If you have any questions, again, feel free to contact me or Scott, and we'd be happy to help you out. But all you need to do is put your athletes across the top here, and then put them, the tabs will have a corresponding, fill that in automatically for you, which is great. The one thing I forgot to say is up here at the top, you can kind of see the mental, nutrition, character. So we decided last year that you just kind of got to do 4 of each throughout your season. So some of you have shorter seasons, so you might not get all 4. Some of you might be able to do more. And then if we've done that, we just click, completed, and then I go to Susie's. And again, you can see her mental prep here was completed. And so, yeah, that's it. So thanks for listening. Hope you guys are doing well and having fun in your centers. And we'll talk to you soon.